Welcome back to Satisfactory 1.2 Experimental. This is episode 6, and it picks up right where we left off last time. It was the same session as episode 5. This is all about trying to find coal and water together to do our power plant. We desperately need it. We're running short on biomass near us. And here we found our first coal. It's a nice coal node to have. It's where the Katerian node normally is in the base game. But there's no water still, not nearby. So we keep looking. We're driving west or pushing west in hopes of finding some coal near water. This episode was originally going to be cut down from a 5-hour over 2-day video. However, this particular first day session ended just an hour in, and it was turned out to be 32 minutes, 33 minutes, just about the right length for what I wanted to do. So this is just the first portion. Episode 7 will cover the actual construction of the coal plant. You can see here we're still looking for coal. This is where our Katerian is. Still don't have a miner set up yet. That will come eventually. I'm scanning for coal here, but there's not going to be really anything to pick up right now. Everything I'm picking up is what I already had discovered. The one right next to me that I just looked at, and then all the ones back by my base. For whatever reason, nothing else is showing up, so we're going to keep moving on. So I found a place where the other Katerium usually is in a base game, but it's oil in this playthrough. Oil with a lot of water nearby probably will be useful later, but not as of yet. And there's a decent amount of combat in this episode. It's a lot of exploration, but here we're going after a Mercer Sphere. And I am definitely getting better at the rebar gun from range. What I am not great at is maneuvering with the parachute on treacherous slopes.
Defile the scripture. We watch the waves of the effigies in the shallows passing through the windows, and they're all the same. There is no resonance growth. Sing.
I just called the Fix-It doctors. They told me there is definitely no danger from repeat exposure to these signals. In fact, they said it is good for you.
We've got a normal
I
iron here.
apologize, but the call dropped suddenly, otherwise they would have told you themselves. The good news is you should run towards these strange and dangerous looking objects whenever you find
And
them.
a normal
Doctor's
copper.
orders.
By the way, that is the first point in which we know that Ada is 100% lying to us. And the third node over here turns out to be a normal limestone. My caution here is because the hostility message popped up after I killed the hog. There may be something else around here, but I never did find it. It never did attack me, so I guess I'm alright at this point. And this is just more alien DNA appropriation. As well as practice with a rebar gun on enemies that are not likely to damage me too badly. There are way too many hatchers in this region, and I just am not 100% certain that I've killed them all. So I definitely am being very wary before going after that Mercer Sphere. And I was absolutely right to be worried about it. Definitely don't want to forget to grab the DNA. And coming up on my first crash pod of the day, there will be another later. This one is notorious for the hatchers being very deadly here. Then you put a alpha spitter on top of that, and it can be challenging if you don't know what's coming. These spitters take a lot more shots than I would like. I do not like letting them get that close because it's harder to dodge their plasma. And we should be all clear, so let's do some dismantling and then collect all the goodies. Let's find our 6 items. 1 quick wire, 2 heavy modular frames, 3 rubber, 4 stators, 5 motors, and 6 more stators. Can't forget that DNA. And for some reason, the freighters in this area of the world seem to just be operational with nothing needed. That's very odd, but also very welcome. I figured since there's a lot of water here, and these oil nodes are usually very productive, maybe we've got some coal over here. So I'm gonna go look for it, and I try something a little different. Instead of just making a concrete bridge or a foundation bridge, I do some catwalks, and it works. It uses a lot of my iron products though, and I do eventually, not this episode but later, replace it completely with concrete foundations. It's just better, and you can drive vehicles on the concrete foundations. I'm watching very closely as my iron product totals go down and down and down, and decide to switch to foundations. Of course, those regular foundations are using my iron plates as well. But since I don't have a ton of concrete, because I didn't prepare properly, it's regular foundations for now. Again, all of this gets replaced with concrete foundations later when I come back with loads of concrete. More long distance target shooting. I'm actually kind of surprised. This is really long distance, and I'm surprised I'm hitting. But as long as I keep hitting, it's not a waste of ammunition. Took out a spitter to grab this blue slug, and I can be out of there before the gas plants do their dirty work. There are just so many enemies in this area, and you can get that warning of hostility, and then they can be right up on your tail. And I definitely did not expect them to be right next to me as I came over that hill. But there they are. Fortunately, both of these are normal spitters, and not that tough to take out. And you'll notice as this fades out that in the background there's a node, and it is an iron node, which I may make use of later. Building a bridge now over to the other crash site. I was already familiar with its location, fortunately, but it is protected by quite a lot. There's a whole family of hogs on top of these spitters here, which are, I believe, both alphas. And unfortunately for me, they are a lot smarter than they look. one's much easier to take out since he is out of aggro range. So the immediate coast is clear, but there is a hog in front of me relative to my bridge, and an entire hog family over to my left. And we will deal with all of them as we go. Here is the alpha hog that is protecting the Mercer sphere along with two hatchers. Why do the hatchers not open when the other animals come around? That's always bothered me. My truck can open them, but the other animals don't? I don't understand it. Anyway, that alpha hog, he'll wait till just a little bit later. He's very interested in protecting himself and the Mercer sphere rather than coming after me. But I do need more ammunition. Now we'll try to pick up our items here. We've got encased beams. One. Yeah, we'll put a couple more shots in him, but he runs up in the trees rather than coming after me, and so we'll end up just kind of leaving him for now. I try to hit him, but he's just not hittable, and I don't want to get near those hatchers yet. So we'll go for item number 2, plastic, 3 fuel, 4 computers, 5 more beams, but I cannot pick them up. Instead, we're going after the hog family. That's a bad shot. One down. Here comes the second one. Another bad shot. And 2 down. And at this point, I don't see any more, so it's probably safe to go grab that yellow slug. But guess what? They spot me. There's another little guy. There's an alpha hog, and here comes another alpha hog right from the side. He just appeared out of nowhere. So I just jump back up on my bridge and take them out from a distance where they can't get me. Always a good plan with hogs. At least the ones that can't shoot at you. It takes quite a while to wipe out a whole family of those things, at least when you only have early game weapons. So we're going to drop a couple things so that we can pick up our encased beams. That was number 5 item, by the way. And again, an operational drop pod. Easy hard drive. And so we're going to go after the avoidant alpha hog again. This time he sees me, so we should be in good shape to actually get rid of him. And time to dismantle this drop pod finally. And I thought there was one more item sitting over there, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. And now all we need to do is take out those two hatchers, one big and one small, to get to that Mercer sphere. I'm using a lot of ammo on those hogs and spitters, so why not just take these out with my zapper? Easy enough.
Live, laugh, consume.
Easily within reach, and I can sneak up on them.
The voiceless effigy creates bodies in their waves, but does not notice the shore. Is our melody not beautiful?
Detecting abnormal brainwave activity again. Activating artificial brainwave resonator.
Your shallow song has no rhythm. The river erodes our temples without prayers and washes away our scripture without deepening. Consume.
I believe this is one of those moments where the scientist would yell, "Eureka!" But that seems entirely too dramatic. It seems they are somehow organically emulating human speech. Fascinating. Continue exposing yourself to alien artifacts.
And that is one of my favorite lines from Ada. Brings up a lot of questions as far as the lore goes. Satisfactory News on YouTube has a lore video coming out this week that I'm really looking forward to because I have my own theories. And I go and sneak up and try to get these hatchers and realize there's two spitters right there next to me. They have yet. So I was lucky that time. But it's not always easy to sneak up on the hatchers when there's other kinds of people around. And that was really odd that that spitter went down in one shot. He must have been a normal spitter, which would take two, but I'm still not sure how he got wounded, because I had not shot at him. As far as I could tell, the other spitter did not plasmify him. But it is what it is. Now I have to wait for these stupid crabs to die. Okay, so we've got a pure coal node here that's going to allow us to do 8 generators at first. Later on, when we get Mark III belts, we can add another 8. Okay, and over here, where there's usually oil fracking spot, we just have water this time. So that's a little disappointing, but I'm sure the oil will be around somewhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and start building our concrete platform for the coal generators. I did not adequately prepare for this build, so there's going to have to be a time to go back to base. Oh, on my way back, I see something just ahead. Looks like another coal node. And what do we got? It is a normal node. I cut out a lot of the trip back, but wanted to include this first encounter with a large spider. Discretion is the better part of valor. I decided to run away. This is not the controlled environment I would like to fight one of those in. I'd definitely like to get a platform or something ready to be able to shoot it from above. I know they jump, but that's still my preferred method, or at least have a better way to fight than at night on a hill. Not my favorite. Then I take down an easy splitter and grab a nice yellow slug. And we are back to the base. Let's take a look at what the doggos have for us. We've got some cable, always useful. And from the other one, some electromagnetic control rods. Be good for the sink later on. Finalizing some Caterium ingots from the Caterium that we collected earlier. And now we have unlocked Quick Wire.
Research completed. Quickwire recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
Skip through a lot of the Quickwire crafting. And the next one we can unlock is Caterium Electronics.
New Caterium research options available. Congratulations on finding this metal. Many Fix-It initiatives will benefit from
Next one we'll go
Caterium's
for,
applicability in
Power
advanced
Pole Mark II,
engineering.
but we need a little
Also,
more
it is
Quickwire
probably
first.
not sentient, and so unlikely to feel pain as we exploit it.
Time to place the awesome shot. That still looks fine. I clip a little bit into the concrete, but I don't really care about that. It still looks fine. And our inventory is getting a little bit too much to manage, so I'm going to create a couple of storage boxes and try to organize some things. We're going to put some equipment type items, I believe, into this box, and some future state items that we can't make ourselves yet in the second box, and then the box in the hub will contain our alien items like Mercer spheres and things like that. So just a little basic organization. May change in the future, but for now it's good enough. And for the end of this episode, I decided it's time to finally do some character customization. They have added a couple of new helmets. The doggo helmet is interesting, but it's not really my thing. I will settle on my usual futuristic looking helmet and change my colors. Normally I go for all purple, but that is my favorite color. But this time I decided to do it a little different. You'll see the evolution of how this develops. I think the customization of the Pioneer's appearance is rather odd. It's not like most other games where you can customize your appearance. Instead of saying, here's the head color, here's the body clothing color, here's the primary color, underclothing color, it gives primary color, secondary color, and overall color, which to me is not intuitive. The secondary color is barely even visible at all. You can see where I have the aqua blue-green color there. It's only like some trim color, which I guess is kind of secondary, but the overall color is the main color as far as I'm concerned. And that's weird that it's put last and not considered primary or secondary. I just think it's an odd choice. I don't really have an issue with it. The character is fine, aside from being fairly obviously female. That's a design choice that doesn't bother me. You're not really looking at your character all that often anyway. I think this look with the chainsaw is neat. This is probably going to be the thumbnail for the episode. So I'll try to get a picture here. But thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time when we will build coal.